Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together.
Welcome to the Mr. Screen channel. Within the Marvel universe, there are several extremely powerful entities and yet beings that dare to challenge these entities. Just as we saw Thanos in search of balance, wanting to become the greatest among them all, we also see the new Stark, or rather now being reborn as Doom, possessing powers and intellects even as high as those of the gods. The arrival of the new Fantastic Quartet alongside Galactus as the villain makes the meeting of Doom, Stark and Galactus happen, and now I'm gonna bring this story to you. Without further ado, let's get to the point. The Devourer and the Tyrant. Earth has never been so close to destruction. When the heavens opened and a gigantic cosmic figure obscured the horizon, humanity knew they were faced with something beyond their understanding. Galactus, the Devourer of worlds, had arrived. The Avengers were decimated after the war against Thanos. Iron Man was gone. Captain America had passed his shield. Thor had left in search of new challenges across the cosmos. And without a strong enough protector, Earth was vulnerable. It was then that a team that had not stood out for a long time came into action. The Fantastic Four. The arrival of Galactus. The Baxter Building, home of the Fantastic Four, trembled as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, analyzed the data on the holographic screen in front of him. The warning sign was clear. A cosmic entity of colossal proportions was approaching Earth. This can't be right, Reed muttered, adjusting his simulations. Galactus is coming, but he shouldn't be hungry so soon. Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, rushed in. Reed, SW Ord's satellites have confirmed it. He's here! Outside, the sky was filled with a violet storm. The sunlight was obscured by a gigantic shadow. An immense structure descended from the heavens. It was Galactus's ship. A city too, bigger than any city on Earth. Ben Grimm, the Thing, looked at the horizon. Ah shit, I knew I was gonna be in trouble today. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, took flight. Then let's settle this, go grill this guy. But something was wrong. Reed knew that if Galactus was here, it meant something even worse had happened in the cosmos. And he was right. In the form of Galactus, the gigantic cosmic entity spoke, its voice reverberating through the atmosphere like thunder that echoed it. The souls of the listeners, mortals, this world would be my feast. The Fantastic Four reacted immediately. Reed activated a force field around the Baxter Building. Sue designed a barrier around the city to try and protect civilians. Johnny fired a blast of flame directly at Galactus's colossal face. But it was like throwing a spark into the ocean. Ben, shield punched the ground. We need a better plan, Reed. Reed Richards squinted. Galactus is more than just an enemy. He's a force of nature. To stop him, we need to understand why he is hungry so early. It was then that a new voice echoed out. Of nowhere, because I made him come early, the figure stepped out of the shadows. Metallic armor, a flowing green cape, and eyes glowing with arcane energy and advanced technology. Era Dr. Doom. But something was different. The new Dr. Doom. Reed felt a chill run down his spine. Doom had disappeared years ago since the last battle against Earth's heroes. But now he was there, more powerful than ever. Victor, Reed whispered. Doom raised his hand. Don't call me that, Richards. The man you knew is dead. I have transcended. Sue Storm clenched her fists. Doom, what did you do? Doom smiled beneath his mask. I provoked Galactus. I altered his hunger. I forced him to come to Earth ahead of time. Ben was furious. Are you crazy? He's going to devour us. Doom raised his hand, and Ben was thrown against a building by a blast of energy. Exactly. And when the world is ruined, when the Avengers and the Four fail, I will be the only one capable of saving what's left. Earth will be rebuilt under my command. Reed's eyes widened. Do you plan to defeat Galactus? Doom, Ryu! I plan to consume Galactus, the real threat. As Doom revealed his plan, Galactus began his destruction. The entire planet shook as he activated his cosmic converter, a device that sucked the life energy of worlds. The quartet teamed up to try to delay him, but Doom had already calculated everything. He didn't just want Galactus to come, he wanted to absorb its power. Sue erected protective barriers over New York. Johnny and Ben attacked the Cosmic Giant's machines. Reed was trying to disable the converter, but Doom? Doom simply waited for the right moment. Then, it happened. Doom activated a hidden device, a mechanism of mystical and scientific technology that he had developed for years. A blast of energy engulfed Galactus. The cosmic entity, which had survived the destruction of countless worlds, it began to shrink, to be absorbed. Doom absorbed its essence, and when the light dissipated, Dr. Doom had become something much worse than Galactus, the god of ruin. Reed fell to his knees. That's impossible. Doom looked down at his own hands, now glowing with cosmic energy. His armor had changed, gleaming like a fusion of science and magic. I am the fusion of the best in the universe, Richards. Science and divinity. I don't need to destroy worlds to feed myself. I am the power of the cosmos itself. He looked at the earth below him. Now this planet will be my absolute kingdom. Sue held Reed's hand. We can't beat him. Ben clenched his fists. But we can try. Doom raised his hand. And that's what always destroys you, Fantastic Four. You never know when to give up. With a snap of his fingers, Doom erected a new cosmic fortress, surpassing even the power of the Baxter Building. Humanity was on the brink of destruction, but when all seemed lost, a new flash of light appeared in the sky. Something, or someone, was coming. The true end of the game. At the last moment, as Doom prepared for his final ascension, a new entity appeared on the horizon. More powerful than Galactus, more fearsome than Thanos. Oh, Beyonder, Doom smiled. Finally, a worthy opponent. The Fantastic Four just watched, terrified. The real battle for the universe was just beginning. Doomsday, the clash between two dooms. The cosmic silence was broken when a new dimensional crack opened up in space. From within it, an imposing figure emerged. His armor was a fusion of advanced technology and sorcery, a design more refined and menacing than the original Doom himself had ever conceived. Reed Richards barely had time to react before the metallic voice echoed through the void. You shouldn't be here, Victor. Doom frowned. Who dares to address me that way? The newcomer advanced with impossible speed. In a single hit, Doom was thrown against the wreckage of Galactus' ship. The earth below shook, and the ruins of New York fractured even further. Reed felt a chill run down his spine. That voice, that tone of arrogance, that wasn't just Doom, it was something more. The new Doom landed softly on the ground. His armor glowed, with golden traces and traces of cosmic energy floated around him. His eyes sparkled with the knowledge of multiple realities. He turned to the Fantastic Four and said, almost with disdain, "Ah, Reed, how long?" Sue Storm froze. No, it could be. The figure removed the helmet, revealing a face none of them expected to see again. Era Tony Stark, but not the Tony Stark who died in the battle against Thanos. To be Tony Stark, Haviasi Tornado Doom, the emergence of Doom. Stark Doom rose from the wreckage and faced his alternate counterpart. So that's it. Another pathetic version of Stark playing God. Tony Stark, or rather Doom Stark, he smiled. I don't play, Victor. I win! In an instant, he fired a blast of energy combining arcane technology with advanced science. The attack hit Doom with devastating force, shattering his armor and throwing him away. I'm grim. His thing gritted his teeth and fired at the new Doom. I'm sick of this Doom shit. He landed a direct punch on Doom Stark, but your hand had simply passed through the air. Ben's eyes widened. What the? Doom Stark rematerialized behind him. Your time is up, Grim. Before Ben could react, Doom Stark touched his chest and, in a flash-only moment, disintegrated its rocky form into dust. Sue screamed, Ben! But it was already too late. The thing no longer existed. Reed and Sue stayed paralyzed with horror. Doom Stark smiled, watching his hand. I am more than Doom, more than Stark. I'm the perfect fusion of supreme intellect and absolute power. He then looked up where Galactus was composing himself after his defeat by the original Doom. And now, I will become a god. The fall of Galactus and the imprisonment of the Beyonder before Galactus could react. Doomstark activated his plan. His eyes glowed with an overwhelming energy as golden traces spread across the sky, forming a cosmic circuit around the giant entity. Galactus roared, "Insignificant! You dare!" But it was already too late. Doomstark stole the life energy of the Devourer of Worlds. The Galactus's body began to shrink, to deteriorate until only a fragment of his pure essence remained. Doomstark! He absorbed it without hesitation. Sue Storm held Reed. He absorbed Galactus. Reed couldn't speak. He just watched the impossible happen. Beyonder, who was watching everything from afar, finally decided to intervene. "You made a mistake, Doomstark. You are dealing with forces beyond your understanding." Doomstark raised an eyebrow. "Oh, really? Then why do you look scared?" In a single movement, Doomstark raised his hand and trapped Beyonder in a dimensional vortex. The omnipotent being from the multiverse had been captured, and no one could do anything. The beginning of Doomsday. Now completely invincible, Doomstark floated over the earth, watching her like a king looking at his lands. He spoke calmly, but his voice carried the weight of a cosmic emperor. "Now, I dominate all timelines." Sue Storm looked at Reed. We need to stop him." Reed, you knew that this was impossible, but there was only one chance. He activated a portal to another timeline. "We need reinforcements." Sue hesitated. "But who?" Reed looked her straight in the eyes. "The new Avengers." And then, with no other option, the Fantastic Four jumped through the portal, leaving your timeline behind, and going to warn a new generation of heroes about Doomsday, the future of destruction. Doomstark turned to the cosmos. He already controlled everything, but there was still something missing. He raised his hand, looking at the remains of Galactus and Beyonder, now under his control, and he whispered to himself, "Now, all that's left is a throne." And then Doomstark headed towards the center of the multiverse to conquer everything. Doomsday, conqueror of the multiverse. The cosmos trembled. Doomstark floated above the void of space, surrounded by golden energy and fragments of the essence of Galactus and Beyonder. Now he was not just a monarch. He was the absolute monarch. His gaze passed through the realities, seeing all the versions of himself. All the timelines where Tony Stark was a genius, a hero, a billionaire, a playboy, a philanthropist, and now a god. He smiled. "Now it's time to remake reality in my image." He stretched out his hands, and with a single gesture, the multiverse began to fold. The new Avengers Earth-6 Wayne. The Fantastic Four jumped out of the portal, falling in the middle of the Avengers HQ. "Reed, that was insane!" Sue panted, still stunned by the dimensional travel. The place was different. Avengers Tower no longer existed. In her place, there was a futuristic military complex full of heroes. They didn't recognize it right away. "Where the hell are we?" Johnny Storm looked around. Reed looked at the symbols engraved on the uniforms of those approaching. O's. "We're not on Earth 611. 6 We're on an Earth where the Avengers evolved." Suddenly, thunder echoed across the sky. A figure descended from above, holding the Mjolnir in one hand and the Stormbreaker in the other. Era Thor, but not the Thor they knew. His left arm was covered in black metal. His robes were a mix of Asgardian technology and earth armor. His eyes sparkled with golden energy. He landed in front of them, facing Reed. "You're from the other side, aren't you?" Reed nodded. We need your help, Thor. We need the help of the new Avengers." Thor looked at his companions. Behind him were Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, now with a uniform white and gold and an absurd energetic aura. Black Panther, Shuri, wearing new version of the vibranium suit which glowed with mystical runes. Spider-Man, Miles Morales, with a completely redesigned uniform containing advanced technology. Doctor Strange, dressing the cloak of destiny, something Reed immediately recognized as a fusion of sorcery and futuristic technology. Thor narrowed his eyes and then said, "Say the name of the enemy." Reed took a deep breath. "Doomstark." The hall silenced. Doctor Strange crossed his arms. Then the worst happened. Thor clenched his fists. "Let's get this over with." The multiversal rebellion, while the new Avengers were preparing, Doomstark was already dominated entire realities. He already had recreated worlds in his image, destroying everything that was imperfect in his vision. He already had erased Thanos of all realities. He already had trapped the Celestials in distant dimensions. Now all that was left was consolidate his reign. But for that, I needed to destroy any resistance. He raised his hand, and the void their generals emerged. Doom Sentinel, a corrupted version of Vision, reprogrammed to be Doomstark's conscience. Kang Doom, a fusion of Kang the Conqueror with Doom technology. Hulk Doom, a Hulk from a timeline where Bruce Banner was corrupted by Doom's own magic. The Dark Legion, alternate versions of heroes, all fallen under the influence of Doomstark. He turned a wrist, and the realities began to converge towards a single point. The multiverse collapsed. He smiled. "Let the fools come who still believe they can stop me." The last battle. The space was torn by the arrival of strength of the multiversal rebellion. On the one hand, the new Avengers and the Fantastic Four, ready for the final fight. On the other, Doomstark and his generals controlling the destiny of countless realities. Thor aimed Mjolnir at the enemy. "Today, Doomstark, you don't have the power of Odin, Galactus, or Beyonder that will save you." Doomstark smiled. "Oh, Thor, I don't need saving. I am the end. A multiversal war has begun." Continues. That's our story today. What do you believe about it? Don't forget to leave a comment with your opinion. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I'm Mr. Pictures, and see you soon. Bye.